Hi, I'm Matt. A little while back, I was hiding out in the great Southwest, as us Angelinos are wont to do when we are recovering from the sustained concussion of banging our heads repeatedly against those locked Hollywood studio doors during this like once in a centennial pandemic thing, right? So I'm out there on retreat, sabbatical from, I don't know, unemployment, I guess? And I tried to, through the spirit of alchemy, convert it into some personal transformation, where I fundamentally switched from, being a wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, victim target Hollywood thing, into some creative entrepreneur. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell you some foolproof, way to harness your deep inner potential. I'm just going to tell you a little story about the wonder and the healing power of nature. The perspective it gives when you go for a hike. It's like an REI commercial, right? So I'm just below the high point in the Wildcat caldera in northern New Mexico. That's at about 10,000 feet. And I'm thinking, that's a great place to have some lunch. When in an instant, I went from wanting to have some lunch to maybe becoming lunch. See, there was about 50 feet above me, and just below the timberline, that's where the trees stop, right? A certain walk I couldn't begin to describe. I mean, maybe my lizard brain could grunt out a sound, or, if I went to Medill School of Journalism, then maybe I'd have the words, but no way. I mean, I've met bears, foxes, coyotes, snakes, but there is a certain amble, a carefree, no fucks given gait that an apex predator has, like a mountain lion. It just kind of erases all our evolutionary advantages like that. Yeah, so my little jaunt into the pastoral bosom of nature was quickly turning into one of those, bad Liam Neeson movies. And I mean, I literally woke up that morning thinking, okay, I paid for this, line budget thing. I turned the whole investment proposal to this, independent equity money guy. I hired a consultant. I guess that means I'm a producer now, right? I mean, I leveraged. That means I paid some money I didn't have, that I literally borrowed from the government. So, let me go get my nature on. Let's not go nuts waiting over all this stuff I can't control. Self-care, right? Smash cut, me and the lion. No, seriously, me here and the lion there, right? Yeah, and this isn't like a Malibu mountain lion, like the Instagram hashtag and the beach highlights and the surfboard, okay? No, this is a hungry lion in the middle of winter. At 10,000 feet, and I'm alone, right where herds of elk pass. I mean, I'll say this, it's really hard not to run. Which you can't do, because, it triggers that, bites you on the head and then pummel you to death thing. And you're supposed to make yourself big, right? Big. And then you walk backwards, right? But here's the thing. If I did walk backwards, I could bang my head on one of these thousands of sharp as shit lava rocks that the caldera threw up 50 million years ago. I'm not a thoracic geologist, so please Google that. Anyway, the point is, if I bang my noggin on any of this sharp as shit rock, that'd be bad. Side note, the entire slope, all of this, is nothing but ice and mud. And winter, that thing that other places suffer through. And, side note, to the side note, it's really fucking steep. You get the idea. It's suicide to do what you were supposed to do. But let me really do this. If doing what you are supposed to do is bad, then what do? Well, if you're like me, you just turn your back on a fucking mountain lion. Yeah, you walk like you don't give a shit. So there I am. Walking this, it's like this big little Bigfoot, and I'm taking these quickened steps, trying not to get shredded by lava rock, and then I grab my trekking poles, and I start waving them slowly, making myself even bigger, like literally saying like, these aren't antlers, and I begin to walk like that for 2 miles to the road and the trail that's like 1,400 feet below. You can imagine, that's like, those 2 miles, like they felt a little farther than they were. It was, okay, it was kind of alarming to hear thumping sounds and, maybe like a growl. I mean, it was friendly, I don't know, I don't speak lion. It's really great feeling stalked while trying to walk like a Bigfoot, I mean, thank God I did all that animal work sophomore year in Aquitaine. I mean, that's worth the price of tuition right there. It was the 90s though, so, okay, I confess. I did sprint for like 3 steps, I couldn't help it. And I turned around once, okay, maybe twice. I heard a growl. You try walking like a Bigfoot when your brain is racing with this constant risk analysis, Don't fall. Don't, keep the pace, but don't run. Don't look back, watch the lava, and, this adrenaline, it's hawking me out. I tripped over some ice and I just smashed my legs into this lava, and I got up and my leg was throbbing, but my battle blood had awoken this like inner Celt. And I want to rip my own leg off and use it as a stick as long as it helped me get back down the mountain and to my car. So I just said, fuck it. They know I'm here. I know they know I'm here. If this goes down, it goes down. And I got up and I'm limping. And I was like 100% ready to wrestle a mountain lion. Like no joke. So there's a Zen koan about tigers, a ravine, and a strawberry that comes to my mind. I'll tell you the whole thing another time, but essentially, spoiler alert here, we are beset by tigers all the time. It's all tigers all the time. There is no escaping them or death. That we are living always in this Schrodinger box. So you might as well find the wild strawberries and enjoy it. In fact, the strawberry is sweet because of the tiger, the lion, that is always there and not. It's deep shit, right? I know it goes against the koan to distill it into a lesson. But what I learned up there, just below the timberline at 10,000 feet, was that I am not the top of the food chain. But I demonstrated myself not to be prey. That lion just wasn't interested enough in me. It had run its own cost-risk analysis and it had moved on. When I got back to my car, I did what anybody else would do. I peed. To mark my territory. Then I stuffed some snow from this little drift onto my wounds. I took out my camp chair and I had my lunch. And I'll say this, that brownie that I had. It was left over from 2 nights ago. It was nothing fancy, just this double box chocolate Ghirardelli shit. It was the best brownie ever. Later that day, the first Russian tanks rolled across the border into Ukraine. I warmed up the rest of those brownies. And right now, as I share this story with you tonight, that whole mountainside is on fire.